start shrinking the side windows. So we're live and direct. All right, so you want to go ahead and create your in, so that way you can start shrinking it. So lock down all the sides and the top, bring all your fingers down to the bottom, so that way you can start the shrinking process. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna create our center tack point, lift the film, lock it down, and we're just gonna be doing the horizontal line on this one. Middle, lift, and lock it down. Go ahead and make sure all your fingers are going to the top position, making it easier to shrink. Now, since we are shrinking these, after we did the plotter cut, we went ahead and just left the excess film on there. And that way we make sure that we're not burning the liner. Once we're happy with the shrink, we're gonna go ahead and remove the excess. As you can see, once the film starts to squiggle up, that's your sign to press that film down. We're gonna go ahead and do a double shrink, lift it up. Just go ahead and shrink anything extra that pops up. Same thing with this rear window. What we're doing is simply leaving the excess, which will allow for an easier shrink. And here we're using our ceramic IR film. As you can see, shrinks really good. You want to make sure that all the fingers are gone, as small as they are. Make sure that you shrink them out. This way you don't struggle once you start the installation process. So you always want to make sure that you fix all the issues before the film is actually on the inside of the glass. You can fix minor fingers. However, you want to make sure that everything is correct, as it's easier to do it outside. Once you've finished the shrink, you want to go ahead and remove the excess film that you left from the plotter. So I like to go ahead and start off in the corner and just go ahead and start removing that. Now if your plotter is set up correctly, then this should be a fairly easy shrink and removal. All right, so what we're gonna do is just gonna go ahead and lay it down flat. That way we can start seeing how it'll look like once we install it. So now that we finish the shrink, this will let us know like any additional fingers. So essentially it'll be like a double shrink. So what we're gonna go ahead and do first is clean the window. Go ahead and spray with your solution. We're gonna go ahead and use our Tint scrub pad here. You're gonna make sure that you're using a non-scratch pad. Clean my trim, my edges. And we're gonna go ahead and squeegee the remainder of that water out. I do like to also get inside this gasket here. So you want to open it up, spray some water, do the same thing at the bottom seal, and then we're going to go ahead and do our final squeegee here. Make sure the top side is on the top edge. So you're gonna go ahead and just grab yourself your tri-edge here or your contour. So you can open up the seals. Now what you want to do is go ahead and use your final squeegee here to extract as much water as you can from behind that film. That's it. So as you can see, if you get close, you'll be able to see that the edge is consistent all the way across. And this is going to be just our plotter cut using our film cut software. We're going to go ahead and continue with the smaller window here. So again, right, so next what I like to do is just take a torch, make sure we heat up the window. What this will do, this will just help speed up that drying process. As you guys know, most frameless windows, they do drop upon opening. So the reason we do this is just so it doesn't peel or lift off. Once you've heated the edge, you want to go ahead and take your hard card and wrap it on a towel and just simply press up on the edges. Make sure that they're sealed. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe our seals, our edges. So here we're gonna go ahead and peel our liner, spray our film, and then you wanna just go ahead and stick your hand under and just place. Let it spray. You're just gonna push out any excess moisture that's on those edges. Make sure you get the bottom. Now for the rear, what you wanna do is you wanna pop off this panel. All you do is just pretty much lift off the corners, pull towards you, and that's how it'll come off. Once it's off, you're gonna have the usual pieces here. You're gonna go ahead and grab your pick tool and just simply pop them out. And you're gonna have these two tabs, one on this side and one on this side. So for these tabs here, you have two tabs on each side. What you wanna go ahead and do is go through the back side of it and just unclip it, okay? And now all you wanna do is just simply disconnect the light and remove it from the car. Now, for the AMG GT, it is gonna be a coupe, so the back hatch does open, allowing you access so you don't have to go through that tight quarter of a back seat. So just go ahead and jump over. And we're gonna go ahead and clean that glass first. We've already taken off the third brake light, so we get full access to that glass. You can remove the panels around if you want more clearance. There is plenty space to install it. So the name of the game is efficiency. So we have our pattern here. Now you can either reverse roll this, you can air peel it. Carefully lift that film. Make sure that you're tucking it in down the edges as you go. Now make sure that there's no light gaps. You wanna go ahead and push it up as much as you can. So now everything is good. There's no light gaps anywhere around here. So we're gonna go ahead and do our initial soft pass, and you're gonna go ahead and pretty much do your plus sign here. So horizontal line, vertical line. Once everything is tacked, you wanna go ahead and work in sections now. So we're just gonna go ahead and take this one first. So you always want to make sure you keep an eye out on those edges, that they do not move on you. We're going to go ahead and spray our film. Go ahead with our hard squeegee to remove all of the excess water that we missed. And make sure that you do overlapping strokes here, so that way you're not leaving any water behind. Wipe your edges down. So everything looks good. There's no water left. There's no contamination. There's no air pockets, so we're good to go. Same thing as the other ones. We're gonna use our torch to seal the edges. There we go. So after you heat it up, you'll start seeing some water pockets start to form where the water was essentially closing in. So now what you want to do is just go ahead and pop it open. And just like the other ones, we're gonna go ahead and just get our hard card with our towel and push down those edges. Now to replace the light back on there, what you're gonna wanna do is pretty much do everything in reverse. You're gonna plug in your light, don't forget to do that. You wanna make sure your clips are in the open position. There's a little section where they clip in, and then you're just gonna clip them back in, so push them together. Make sure that it's on there firmly. You're gonna take your panel here and you're gonna make sure that it lines up and then just push it back in place. It's as simple as that, guys. And again, what we're gonna do is just lock the top, lock the edges, and you're just gonna pretty much send all the fingers down to the bottom. This one doesn't have a lot of fingers, which means that you probably don't even need to shrink it, but we're still gonna do a quick shrink. And again, the way we're holding it, there's no fingerprints on the film. We're pinching it with our fingernail. Once it's in there, it's easy to go ahead and position it where it belongs. You're gonna make sure that there's an even gap all the way around. Want to go ahead and press all of your edges here. Make sure you get that bottom, and that's it.